Hello, everybody, and good morning. Welcome to the third ever StevensvilleGamers podcast. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn notifications on for this channel for more podcasts on Mondays. And Fred is going to be doing some Magic the Gathering news and content on Tuesdays. We have a gaming video going up on Wednesdays. We have another gaming video going up on Fridays. And then, of course, we have the game design presentation done again by Fred on Thursdays. So, content coming out 5 times a week for you folks. So you gotta hit that subscribe button. Make sure to do it. And that right out of the way, we're done. And let's get into today's topic. So, what I wanted to talk about today is this idea of idea overload or creating overload. Kind of this sense of having too many ideas all at once, wanting to do too many things all at once, which I personally super suffer from. Suffering as in, like, it happens to me. It happens to me all the time. I want to do this, and then I start that, and then I want to do this, and I want to start that, and then I start 2 different things, and then neither of them get finished, or one of them gets finished pretty poorly, and the other one gets finished eventually. Like, there's just, I got too many ideas going on up in my brain hole for me to even comprehend, really, and I wanted to talk about that and just some ideas that I have for the future that relate to my own personal creative endeavors in relation to channel stuff, other channels, just, dude, I don't know how to handle all of these ideas that are happening in my brain hole, and maybe you guys can help. Tell me what you guys think would be interesting to see happen, any of that kind of thing. But yeah, so let's just get started with the ideas, as well as things that I'm already doing right now. Like, I really want to be streaming more often and for longer, but work is always gonna get in the way because you gotta do the whole 8 to 4, 9 to 5, 10 to 6, I don't know, however you want to categorize it. And you gotta sleep at some point as well. You can only grind for so long, and then your stuff gets piss poor because you haven't slept in 2 days. That's not good, dude. It's not good. So yeah, I want to be streaming on Twitch, and I feel like streaming on Twitch, it's just all about the grinding out. And some of the frustrations that I'm having with Twitch right now personally is just that my laptop is just not good enough. So I'm trying to simultaneously save up a bunch of money to move out of my parents' house again. I say again because I had to move back in because of coronavirus. So, I'm trying to save up, to get out of my parents' house once coronavirus is, dealt with, however long that may be. So I'm doing work for my parents in the safety of my own home almost always. Sometimes I have to go to their small office with very little people, and that very little people situation, I have a mask, and everyone has a mask because everyone has hand sanitizer and all that. I apologize, my air conditioning turned on, so if you hear that, I'm sorry. But anyway, so like a huge chunk of time in what kind of fuels this idea overload frustration is that I have all these ideas and I have all these things that I want to do, and everything just takes time. And even with the just most time management and like good time management possible, sometimes you just literally don't have enough time in a day when you have to work like 7-8 hours a day doing a whole bunch of stuff for other people and not yourself. And I'm admittedly not even working for that long. I'm probably doing 6 hours a day at the most. I'm assuming, pretty soon I'm going to be picking up in business, so to speak, and doing even more stuff, and just, I don't know. There's that stuff that I'm working on that takes up a bunch of time, which I like doing, and it is fine, and it is necessary to make money, because nothing I'm doing on the internet at the moment is making dollars besides, the very rare but occasional tip on Twitch. And thank you very much, Lazy, in the Discord. Little Lazy in the Discord. Discord link down in the description, by the way. He is my only Patreon for $5 a month right now, and I super appreciate it. And literally $5 a month is the only continuous stream of income from online stuff. So you can't just dump all of your time into the online endeavors like Twitch and YouTube and other ideas when it doesn't make you any money, and you're an adult and you're trying to live in this capitalist society, which is a whole entirely different situation altogether, which we're not even going to open that can of worms right now. So yeah, you got to do the work stuff, the job stuff, and that takes up a lot of time, which creates the buildup of frustration because you don't have enough time to do all the things you want to do, or you get frustrated. Well, at least in my case, you get frustrated with yourself because you're spending time doing stuff that you really don't need to be doing. A little update. 2 weeks ago, I was talking about the productivity stuff. I'm doing way better than I was, but over the weekend, I fell back into bad habits. Because it was the weekend. I played a bunch of Hearthstone this weekend. Last weekend. I played a bunch of League of Legends. I got back into League of Legends this weekend. Played a bunch of games of League in between, editing and streaming and blah, blah, blah. So, and it's interesting because I feel guilty when I'm doing those things that are not productive. Even though, you need to do that sometimes to feel, to just let off some steam. And it's it's the weekend, right? It's the weekend, and I should be able to do what I want to do on the weekend and just chill out. But my brain makes me feel guilty because I have all of these ideas, and I have all of these things that I want to do. And it's dude, you're not doing any of these ideas that you want to do, you dingus. You're sitting here playing League of Legends and watching YouTube videos when you could be editing your videos, when you could be writing down your comic book ideas, when you could be doing this, when you could be doing that. And it's brain, stop. I'm trying to have a weekend. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe there's just something wrong with my brain, and it just cannot. The ADHD just can't shut itself down. Sorry, gotta take a sip. Gotta take a swig of water here. So yeah, I'm currently frustrated that my brain hole has all these ideas that I want to execute on, but my time situation isn't doing it, And I really want to be able to stream more games. I want to, starting with the Twitch stuff. I really enjoy streaming on Twitch, and I feel like if I played other games besides Wizard 101 and Pokemon, that I could bring in some viewership, doing Overwatch sometimes, doing Hearthstone sometimes, doing League of Legends sometimes, because I enjoy these games. I know a lot of the fan base in the Discord all is here for Wizards 101 a lot of the times, and I am playing Minecraft as well. That's bringing in some people. But my computer isn't good enough, so I'm trying to save up to try to build my own PC, so it's really nice and all that good stuff to run games and stream better, but I'm having fun with Pokemon, I'm having fun with Wizards 101, having fun with Minecraft and all these games. But I just feel like because I have to turn my quality down to make it not choppy. Like, it's just a lose-lose. If I turn my quality up on some games, then it is super choppy and you can barely tell what's going on. If I turn the quality super low on some games, like Hearthstone and League of Legends, it's also still choppy and looks like garbage. So I'm stuck in playing Pokemon, or like playing ROM games, or playing Minecraft because that works, playing Wizards 101 because that works as well. So I feel stuck in streaming those games, which is not a bad thing because I enjoy all of those games, but I want to put more effort into streams. I want to do cool stuff with streams, but my computer just can't handle it, and it's obnoxious. And I'm like, why? Why computer? So I need to save it for a new computer with the work stuff that I talked about earlier with working with my parents' business. So the streaming stuff is one thing. And then I have the YouTube channel, which, StevensvilleGamers itself, thankfully Fred is putting out 2 videos a week, or 1 to 2 videos a week usually, which is gaining a bunch of views, which is awesome for the channel and for him. Charcoal, why must you scrape the litter box in the middle of my podcast to make a loud noise? That's not helpful. But anyway, like with the streaming stuff, you talked about that stuff, just frustration with the computer and all that. The YouTube stuff, I want to do creative stuff with the YouTube stuff. Like on Saturday, I put out a little short 1-minute dumb video that's like a Gus Johnson sketch comedy, kind of short form narrative punchline comedy that's a minute and a half. Very, I don't know. I was watching a lot of Gus Johnson over the weekend and, in recent couple of weeks. And I was thinking, like, I want to do something like that because it's just 2 minutes. I have an idea. I take 30 minutes to film it. Take 20 minutes, 30 minutes to edit it. Total, hour and a half. Or like an hour to hour and a half project. And we get a good little 1-minute video out of it. And it's not that long of a process. And they're funny and goofy and I like them. And I want to do more of those. So that's one of my ideas. And if you haven't checked it out, it's called Don't Go In There. 1 minute short, super stupid, super funny. Check it out. It's goofy. So I want to do more of those, and I have more ideas. Like, I have a notes folder on my phone of little dumb sketch ideas that I can do, but I also have to allocate tons of time to try to edit the YouTube gaming stuff, the Wednesday and Friday videos, into something that I'm doing or that I like, and that takes a lot of time. So, there's just so much editing and stuff that I need to be doing for the channel as well, which takes time. But I want them to be good, and I want them to be stuff that I like and that I'm proud of. Like, hey, like, even though they're just gaming videos from the Twitch streams, like, me editing this is adding something new to the video or to that situation, I guess. And I want it to be good. So, there's even more time allocated to that. And, I'm thinking up throughout the week, I'm thinking of ideas for podcasts But for this one, and I'm thinking, what would be a good podcast talk or podcast topic to talk about? What is something that I'm insightful on? You know, what am I going to have to do research for that topic? Or, can I just go off the cusp like the last three have been? I want to do some art history podcasts. I want to have some guests. I have ideas for the podcast as well. But again, these would take time to research and script out, all of that kind of stuff. And just, so the podcast is another thing. Editing the YouTube videos to make them something that I like and that I'm proud of on StevensvilleGamers channel is another thing. Wanting to do Twitch stuff is a whole nother thing. Being frustrated with my computer and not being able to do good Twitch stuff is another thing. A large chunk of time being dedicated to something that makes me money but isn't exactly, working towards my goals is a little frustrating, but understandable and necessary in the current situation. And I also have the Mike's Weird Art channel that I want to do stuff for as well. But that's a whole project right there. Like, that's like a huge project as well. And I'm working on and I want to do projects and ideas for that. And I just want to do so much stuff. Air conditioning again, I apologize. And it's all just confined into a short period of time that I can do it. And it just becomes into decision paralysis, choice paralysis as well, and just being like, okay, I have this that I can do, I have this that I can do, I have this that I can do. What's the most important thing that I need to be doing? Blah, blah, blah. And, just you spend 20 minutes not doing anything and trying to decide on what you actually need to do. And not to even mention the fact that in a week or two that I'm going to be adding school, going back to college remotely, is going to add another whole curveball into my situation. Admittedly, though, going back... Ooh, excuse me, I got the hiccups all of a sudden. That's not good for an audio situation. But yeah, no. Admittedly, going back to school will probably help with the Mike's Weird Art channel, which if you haven't checked it out, by the way, it's Mike's... I think it's just Mike's Weird Art on YouTube. There's only one video up on it right now. So if you want to, go check it out and subscribe. But when I go back to art school remotely, I'll be able to go out in my shed and make some stuff and record me making it and being able to put it onto that channel. Which, that kills two birds with one stone. Going to class, doing my school stuff, and as well as making content in YouTube videos for the Mike's Weird Art channel. But on top of that, I got to edit those videos, and that all takes time. And that's taking time away from me streaming or me making the gaming videos everything that I want them to be, or, taking away from filming a sketch that week potentially. There's just tons of... There's just so much stuff. And it's all... And I'm trying to make them all interact with each other so that I can try to kill two birds with one stone in that kind of situation. But a lot of these things just cannot interact with each other, unfortunately. And it's just a little frustrating, It's just a little bit frustrating. And so here on the Stevensville Gamers podcast, I don't want to just, in these types of videos, sit here and complain to you, because who wants to listen to that? I'm going to try to test out and develop a strategy on how to get over it. You know what I mean, dudes? I don't know what that was. That was pretty cringe. But anyway, I don't want to just sit here and complain about, oh my god, I have so many ideas and not enough time. I'm going to try to put in a strategy, and I'm going to try to execute that strategy, and I'm going to see how that strategy works. And I'm going to report back to you next week. And the reason why I haven't reported back to you from last week's idea, which was the trying to cut out all unnecessary things, or 2 weeks ago because I missed the last week's podcast day. Or I didn't upload a gosh diggity dang podcast last Monday. I apologize. But anyway, here's my plan. To get over this idea, this decision paralysis, this overflow of ideas, is to basically do what I was continuing to do and trying to cut out as much unnecessary stuff as possible, and also just basically be more efficient in what I'm doing and finish something before I move on to something else. And that's very vague, but because of my ADD/ADHD/sensory processing disorder stuff, all of those mental focus issues all lumped in to one big old dumb brain, it's difficult for me to just focus on one thing as well. And I start a thing and then I do another thing, you know what I mean? Just things happen. So I'm going to try to be more efficient with what I'm doing. And instead of trying to do two things at once, what I'm trying to be productive, that is, I'm still going to play video games and watch YouTube videos at the same time. You can't stop me. I'm a fucking mad lad. But instead of, instead of having, like today I was editing the Minecraft, or I was editing the Minecraft video that's going to come out on Wednesday, spoiler alert, and I had a Hearthstone's Battlegrounds game going at the same time as I was editing, and I'm sure because I was playing Battlegrounds and editing at the same time, the editing took way too long, and that doesn't need to be the case. If I'm going to do something, I just have to do it. And so if I'm going to edit, I just need to sit down and spend an hour and a half and edit the thing that I want to edit and make it good, make it something that I like, and then move on. None of this flip-floppy, back and forth, doing two things at once kind of situation. So the plan for myself is basically I want to stream every single day this week, regardless of what's going on, and I'm going to stream games that I know work. Because I tried to stream Hearthstone, I tried to stream League of Legends on Saturday, and I got frustrated and I ended the stream because it wasn't looking good. I had it at the lowest quality setting and it still was choppy and it still looked like absolute shit garbage. So I know that I can play Minecraft on Mondays, and then I can play Wizards 101 through the week, and then on the weekends I can play Pokemon or Kingdom New Lands or some of these other games that don't take that much CPU power, and I can do that and have fun with it, and it will be great and awesome. And that's just what I need to do. And that's the first thing. Stop messing around with games that I know won't work, and just have fun and play the games that I know do work and that my computer can handle. So that's the Twitch solution in my brain. the editing of stuff, I just need to sit down, don't do anything else. My brain cannot be distracted in doing two things at once. It's proven that your brain can't even do two things at once. You cannot multitask. Your brain flips back and forth between the two things that you're doing, which divides your attention. I just need to sit down and do the thing that I set out to do, whether that be editing a video or writing an email and just closing out everything else that I'm other distractions. There's actually there's a technique where you go and you set a timer for 30 minutes and you don't answer your phone, you don't look at emails, you don't do anything except for the specific task that was set out to do for 30 minutes. And after that 30 minutes is over, then you can respond to your texts and then you can look at your emails if you think you need to. But for 30 solid minutes, you have just worked on this thing. And if I just sit down and I just go, okay, I'm going to take an hour and a half right now and I'm just going to edit this video. And I'm going to edit it and it's going to be good because I spent an hour and a half on like a 15-minute video and there's going to be good memes in it, good editing, punchlines, whatever. And that's my solution for editing. And those are kind of the main things. And if I can just be like, okay, instead of taking 2.5 hours to edit a video because I'm playing a game and editing at the same time, no, that's dumb. That's inefficient. Just hammer it out. Hour and a half, boom. And now guess what? You're done that thing. You've accomplished the thing that you wanted to do. And you move on and you go work on the next thing that you want to do and that you need to do. And that's kind of my plan. So next Monday, I'm going to come back to you guys and I'm going to report to you guys, hey, this is how the week went of me cutting out all the distractions, setting a timer for an hour and just doing that thing for the hour and just going for it, And this is a continuation off of last podcast, 2 weeks ago's podcast of productivity, getting things done, that setting goals, that whole conversation and situation. I've gotten better, but I feel like because I've gotten better and because I've been like, okay, well now that I'm cutting everything because I'm not playing video games all the time and because I'm actually sitting down and doing things that are going towards my goals, then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, well, if I'm going to be setting goals, I might as well set 100 different goals, which in the end doesn't help me because, it doesn't help because I set 100 goals and now I have 100 goals to work on. You see what I'm getting at here? So I have 100 goals and I just need to be efficient about my time and efficient about how I do things. And that's the plan. And I'm going to come back next week with an update on the way that's going because it's a continuous process. Sorry for the air conditioning once more. So next week I'm coming back with a report about how things are going. And yeah, this was a shorter podcast, so I am sorry. I just wanted to get that off my chest. Tell you guys some of the things that's been going on with my brain hole and what I want to be doing and what my goals are for this week, And so, yeah, hopefully you enjoyed. Subscribe, hit the like button, check out my Twitch, Patreon, merchandise, social media links, Discord. Just expand that description. Just expand the description and look at all those links and check them all out. And hopefully you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. And I will see you in the streams or in next week's podcast. See ya.